I'm Paul Hogan. This episode is titled, The Truck Accident, a Magic Wand, and Survival. Troy suffered massive injuries when he was T-boned by an 18-wheeler that failed to stop at a stop sign. After surgery on his fractured hip and a stay in the rehab hospital, his most burning questions were, I'm injured, I can't work, how do I pay my bills, how do I take care of my family? Troy worked as a pest exterminator, lived with a 16-year-old son, and had a 3-year-old child with his girlfriend. When the topic like money arises, or the lack of money, especially when bills are due, this can be a highly emotional issue. It's like when my dad went bankrupt, belly up, broke, in the oil business way back in the 50s. There were 5 kids to feed, ages 3 to 18, all wanted to eat 3 times a day in, day out. My memory is my parents arguing, verbal warfare, fighting a lot, always about money, or rather, no money. I told Troy that if I could, I would wave a magic wand and make this all go away. The truck would have stopped, he would have proceeded to his next home appointment, his life would have continued on its normal routine. Work, kids, his girlfriend, rather than endless rounds of doctors and physical therapy for some undefined time in the future. I didn't have a magic wand, and I don't have a magic wand. So, I wanted Troy to know that if I could, I would write him a check for $1 gazillion or whatever amount was needed to help him and his family during these hard times. The rules which allow me to practice law prohibit me from making loans to my clients. To do so would be an ethical violation. Now, if you are in the middle of the Grand Canyon, it's 120 degrees, you have no water, and you need the most direct route out, to survive, it would help to have a guide. Troy needed to survive while he traveled toward the destination of making a money recovery. I told Troy the most important thing to keep in mind is the bad driver's insurance is going to make one payment to him one time on his personal injury claim. This would occur when he signs a release saying he wasn't going to come back and make a claim for 1 penny more. It was a stop sign. Troy did not want to do this when Troy was in the midst of medical treatment, not knowing the extent of his treatment or the final amount of those bills. You do not want to do this. I explained to Troy that here is a warning sign. Do not look for the bad driver's insurance to help you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your pain. They don't care about your need for medical treatment, your bills, your family. I told Troy they care about one thing and only one thing, paying him as little as possible for Troy signing that release. The same goes for you. I need to add a disclaimer. This does not pertain to your property damage claim. I'll have another TV episode dealing with that. For now, know that a property damage is a separate claim, and these are usually resolved within the first 30 days without attorney involvement. So now, what are the survival tips that Troy needed? First, we looked at the automobile policy to determine if there were medical and wage loss benefits available. Most policies contain some type of medical benefits. If so, we make a claim for those benefits. In Troy's case, the automobile policy did not apply. Next, it's possible there are benefits available through one's employment. That could include health insurance and possible both short-term and long-term disability benefits. Troy had insurance coverage through his employer. It paid his medical bills and a partial weekly wage loss. Another resource to look at is possibly seeking a loan from a bank or a credit union. Maybe family or friends can help. As time went on, Troy recovered from successive surgeries and found that he needed more financial help. Troy's biggest worry was his transportation needs. He was behind on his pickup truck payment and his insurance for his pickup truck. But since he was not working, he didn't qualify for a loan from a bank. His family and friends would have helped had they the money. They didn't. I explained to Troy that this was a last resort, one which I advised against and did not recommend. Red light, danger, red light, danger. Applying for a loan against the settlement. These loans carry high fees and high interest rates. I told Troy I understood that the dangers and risk may have to be ignored, especially when there are no other options when it comes to feeding the kids or making a car payment or getting to doctor's appointments, making the house payment. We are talking about survival. Troy took out 2 separate loans and eventually ended up paying almost 2 times the amount that he had borrowed. These were very, very expensive loans. When Troy looks back, those times were hard, challenging, stressful, difficult on him, on his kids. From the vantage point of today, after settling his case, Troy knows the truth of the old saying, "This too shall pass." For Troy, his challenges were temporary. Like you, Troy needed information to survive while he obtained medical treatment and while his claim was pending. If you spoke to Troy today, he would tell you, you will survive. When having challenges, there's always more than one option. And when you need to survive, it's nice to have a guide. If you have any further questions, please visit my website at www.caraccidentinjurylawcenter.com. I am Paul Hogan, and I was Troy's guide.